This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania, which is offering $400 off every window and $800 off every door. And that's at no money down, no payments, and no interest for a whole year, too. Head on over to renewalbyandersen.com for more information. Hey listeners, tune in today at 5 p.m. for a special episode featuring true crime reporter John Lucy. This time, John will be discussing his new story on Ron Sperry, the man accused of a brutal dual murder who, still to this day, maintains his innocence. That's today at 5 p.m. See you then. About $3 million worth of cars has been stolen throughout Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the state AG wants to crack down on frustrating service provider practices. There's an update to the alleged Hershey Company sale, and that's gotta hurt. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Since September, over $3 million worth of cars has been stolen across Pittsburgh, reports CBS Local Pittsburgh. According to cops, thieves have been targeting neighborhoods like Brookline, Knoxville, and Sheridan. As many as 108 cars were stolen in October, with Kias, Hyundais, and Hondas being targeted the most. Who the thieves are still remains unknown, but authorities are urging people in the area to take extra precaution by making sure the car doors are locked. Said one Brookline resident, quote, "Years ago, this never happened." People everywhere, including, I'm sure, you, dear listener, know all too well how annoying it can be to try to talk to your phone and or internet provider, reports the Philadelphia Inquirer. The hours spent yelling agent on the phone, tapping different numbers again and again just to talk to an actual person. Well, State Attorney General Michelle Henry wants to change all that. Henry is leading a coalition of other state AGs and writing a letter to the FCC in support of new customer service regulations for internet, cable, voice, and broadcast satellite providers. All these officials are asking for these providers to better train representatives, shorten wait times, and to make sure that paying bills is convenient, and that customers can also more easily get credits for outages, disruptions, or other inconveniences. The letter additionally notes other shady business practices used by providers, like charging fees if people want to skip a virtual queue to talk to a representative. Said Henry via statement, quote, "Internet, cable, and broadcast satellite use is part of daily life for many Pennsylvanians, so customer service should be up to par when consumers have issues with services they are paying for." There's an update to the rumored Hershey Company sale that this podcast recently covered, states PennLive. The company, as of yesterday, has rejected suitor Mondelez's preliminary takeover offer. Anonymous sources told Bloomberg that this rejection has more than likely ended any notion of a takeover, which would have created a food behemoth worth $50 billion. Apparently, Hershey Trust, which has 80% of voting power and a majority of Hershey's Class B stock, found the bid to be too low. Eagles fan Jillian Zimmer was at Sunday's game when she suddenly got personally involved in the action, says Fox 29. It was the fourth quarter. The Birds scored a go-ahead touchdown, and Jake Elliott went to kick for the extra point. And he missed, instead sending the football careening into the stadium off another fan's sign and right into Jillian's face, just as she was coming back from the bathroom. Medical staff actually sent Jillian to the doctor, who told her she had a mild concussion. Regardless, it's all good. Her love for the Eagles stays strong, said Jillian following the incident with regards to people's reactions to it, quote, "All of this Jake Elliott slander I do not support." And that is it for today. For even more news, check out PennLive.com. Also, please remember to leave this podcast a rating and to share it around with family, friends, enemies, whoever. Thanks in advance, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and let's get back together for Friday's episode of Today in PA.